Hello again and welcome back to Excuse Propaganda on YouTube. I'd like to say just another month of comic reviews. We start off with one I picked up just for the heck of it this month. Batman Incorporated number 8. Robin symbol R.I.P. Anyone who's seen anything on the net recently knows what happens in this one. And I read it because I thought, it's going to be a big issue, so-and-so. I was kind of unimpressed with it. The word silly comes to mind quite often in the story. Maybe it's just me, I guess. But silly. Even though it's a sad ending, as you can tell. But back to the regular stuff. My final issue came in of Joe Kubert Presents. Here we go. And issue 606. And I hope to get these all read very soon so I can give a proper report on them. So, Joe Kubert Presents. Then we go to Justice League. Who is killing Superman? Now, I'm not going to show you who's killing Superman because it's inside the cover with the WTF month that DC's doing. But only marginal improvement, really, this month. And I think the best part of the story is not the rehashing of Tower of Babel crap from all those years ago, but the new Atom and Firestorm in this story are actually kind of cool and kind of interesting. Which, that's more of a pickup for me than anything else. And then we go to Legion of Superheroes, also with the gatefold cover. I'll show you that in a second with one of these ones. And this one's actually part of the storyline too. Keith Giffen's back for a bit with Levette's writing and storytelling. And a couple of interesting moments, but it doesn't really feel like it's interesting enough, this sort of thing. Because some of the stuff they're doing is kind of like, well, that's nice, but you're kind of leaving it open for interpretation of what could happen. So hopefully it gets better, because I'm kind of hoping it does get better. And then we go to Superman. Basically, Scott Lobdell is really trying, now that he's out of the crossover, to get this book to really work. He's having developments with Clark Kent in it, finally. DC remembered Clark Kent exists. And he also has an interesting part here at the beginning. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, here it goes. Interesting part here at the beginning as well, with Superman with the U.S. government arguing with the Fortress of Solitude, and I like Superman's response of "Get lost." That's kind of cool actually. So I'm giving it a bit of a thumbs up on that one. Ian Deagle, new regular writer, maybe not, on Action Comics. Also his gatefold cover. I'll reveal these ones, by the way. These is gatefold covers that DC's doing for WTF month, which they dropped that idea. And this one, it folds out to show that the greatest enemy of Superman is actually Jimmy Olsen. And not to give anything away, but not even close in the story. This almost qualifies as a more Weisinger type of thing. This one's also interesting because they're still doing interesting stories here, continuing the flashback aspect that Grant Morrison was doing, and giving a bit of a tease of the Lois and Clark relationship as well. It's getting better as well. You know, Hope Deagle does a lot of good Action comic stories. Not really, because we know he's off the book already. And of course, the best book of Superman out there at all times is Smallville, Season 4. Season 11. I'm doing good today. This one is the conclusion of the Bart Allen Impulse Haunted storyline. And then after that, we go into sort of tying up other loose ends of storylines. It's almost like the season ender in a way, like it's issue 12, where they tie all these different storylines up in the book. And very much happily, of course, they're doing that. More storylines, of course, in the future coming up. And this is the one where Lois and Clark are together, DC. They're together. Lois and Clark. Thank you very much. I'm an old-fashioned romantic that way. And we go to World's Finest, the other best Superman book of the month. Power Girl and Mr. Terrific together. And this continues on the storylines of the other issues, leading up to one big, actually, more of a WTF ending than the other ones have, which I did not see coming, and I thought was really cool. And basically, they're still trying to find out who he is and what he's up to, because he seems to come back from nowhere, or missing, or whatever. Then we go to Animal Man by Jeff Lemire, Canadian. And this is basically Animal Man. It's kind of like the deep, darkest despair of his days. One thing goes wrong, two things go wrong, 5 things go wrong, 6 things go wrong. you name it, and Jeff Lemire's just kicking him in the gut hard in this story. Yeah, this is like, the hero getting hit hard. Sad. Then we go to Justice League Dark by Jeff Lemire as well. Canadian! And this one is the finale of the storyline where they're stuck in the alternate world without magic, or where the magic's there but doesn't work as well. I didn't quite understand the surprise plot development with Tim Hunter character, but it ends the storyline off and sort of sets the stage for the next storyline coming up, which leads into the whole Trinity War thing, but still well worth it in a lot of ways. And then another one that's actually getting really good each issue. Jeff Lemire presents Canadian Green Arrow. He's really kicking the snot out of this character as well in this story, in the flashbacks and in the present day story, and building the mythology up again. And just the fight scene alone between him and the villain in this one just goes really cool. And then one that's coming to an end soon, Sword of Sorcery with Amethyst. I like this one a lot. Eclipso's in this one, shown last issue, and basically is a big fight going on leading up to the conclusion of this series. And I thought it was really cool and liked it a lot. And it's unfortunately gone now. And the backup story is actually really cool too. The Stalker is the backup story, yes. It was also really interesting as well. And the one that's getting world building every month better and better and better is Threshold Presents The Hunted and Larfleeze. The Larfleeze backup, it's okay, it's funny, it's cute. But the main story, you could tell that Guy Finn is really taking the ideas of these space characters and expanding them. And the WTF moment of this one, it's one that's like, wow. I won't reveal it, but it's really wow, and it makes you sit there and say, whoa, this is going to be interesting. And it gives a whole new texture to an old DC villain. And the next we got All-Star Western with Jonah Hex. And I love this title every month. This is the second part of a two-parter where basically there's like a cholera epidemic around Gotham City, and they treat the poor badly because of it, and Vandal Savage shows up. And just action, adventure, social commentary, the whole 9 yards. And the backup story Stormwatch ties into the main story somewhat. And also a bit of a game changes too for Jonah Hex as well in this story. Well recommended. And Saucer Country, final issue, Paul Cornell writing it. Basically, the race for the White House ends. Does she become president or not? And will she blow the lid off the alien conspiracy? Lots and lots of stories explained in this one. Of plots and subplots explained. And shows you how things are going on behind closed doors, etc. Unfortunately, it's gone. And my other favorite one for the month, Life with Archie, yay! 2 stories every month. One he marries Betty, one he marries Veronica. 2 different realities, just And this continues on the monthly soap opera of these characters. And it's really interesting, and part of it is also Kevin Keller running for the U.S. Senate as well. And very interesting stuff. I like this one a lot. So that's it for this month, and check out Scoop's Mental Propaganda on blog and on Scoop Bridges on Twitter, and thank you very much. And check me out on Twitter at Scoop Riches. And check out my blog, Scoop's Mental Propaganda. And hit like to my Facebook page. Thank you very much.